Hi everybody, welcome to Push Luck Video. My name is Eric, and today we'll be looking at one of the biggest surprise of 2016, Mechs vs Minions. Now, it is not only a big surprise in terms of how no one knew about it until it came out onto the market. Suddenly reviewers were talking about it. It is also big in size. I mean, you can see how big the box is. It's like huge. Alright? So Mechs vs Minions is a 2 to 4 player game. Plays about 40 to 60 minutes and is by new board game publisher, I would say, and designer Riot Games. Now, if you're not familiar with Riot Games, they brought a very famous video game, League of Legends. Alright, and they designed it, they published it, and it became so famous that they become pretty big and pretty rich because of it. And so, it's no surprise that the designers of Riot Games and the people working at Riot Games are also avid tabletop gamers. So, one of them, Chris Cantrell, decided to try their hand at a tabletop game. And through good support and a lot of input from other different publishers and even some podcasters, they managed to roll out Mechs vs Minions this year in 2016. I did an interview with Chris Cantrell in one of my podcast episodes, so I'll put a link where you can take a listen to it and you can see how they went through the process of designing the game, how they went through the process of playtesting and getting all the amazing trays in the games and finally releasing it out into the world. Alright, so this will not be a normal video like what I do. Alright, instead of going through how to play the game and stuff like that, I will go through the different parts of the game and what I think are the good points and bad points of the game. And ultimately, I'll give you my final review of the game. Alright, so you can see whether this game is something that you want to get. And if you like the video for this Mechs vs Minions, and also do check out the other videos I have in my channel, YouTube channel as well. And also like and subscribe to me and leave me comments so I can improve myself in the future. So let's get on with my thoughts about the game. Alright, first off, the game comes very nicely packaged. Alright, you can see that I can even hold, this is a tray full of minions. Alright, and I can even hold it vertically and nothing will fall out. Nothing will come out from the tray. So this is very excellent inserts that Riot Games have considered and think about, and these are the little things that us as game players and even game designers will really appreciate, and something that is very impressive to us, especially coming from first time tabletop game publisher Riot Games. They really knock it out of the ballpark with this. So as per my interview with Chris Cantrell, he was saying that they wanted to really make something that they are proud of, just like their League of Legends video games. So they actually teamed up with Game Trays. Alright, I think Game Trays is a tray insert manufacturer, a designer. Alright, so they actually linked up with them and they got them to design all the trays. Alright, that's why you can see that it's all very high quality, and so that they can put it in the games and ship it up to everyone. Now, the one other thing about the trays is that there are actually 4 different types of minions that you get in the game. Alright, and you can see that the miniatures are very high quality. Alright, they're very high quality here. Let me try to get it in focus. High quality. Alright, they're even washed already. So there's a bit of shading there. So you could play it just like that without painting it. Alright, the amazing thing about the trays is that because the trays are done in such a way that they are pretty much generic, you can put in any of the 4 different types of minions and you can still get them out easily, and they can fit in very nicely. So that's really kudos to them, because usually as you may know, in most of the inserts when you get them, you need to put the miniatures back in the specific slot. Alright, but in this case, since there's so many minions, you'll be playing with them most of the time. You're bringing them out from the tray, you're putting out on maps and stuff like that, you'll be killing them and stuff like that. They make it so easy for you to keep. Alright, and you don't need to, I need to put them in specific trays. So this is really a top-notch job for them. Alright, let's move on to the miniatures. As I mentioned, the miniatures are excellent as well. You can see that they are very high quality. Let me show you the other miniature, the Mechs. Alright, you can see that the Mechs are here. Alright, they're painted and it's really nicely done. Alright, now these trays unfortunately will have to be specific. Alright, they cannot make generic for them because they all have different personality, they're different features and stuff like that. Alright, so this is really nicely done. Then there's also the boss minion. So I should say that before you continue on this video, there are some spoilers that I will try not to be too spoilery, all right. But there are some spoilers that I'll be talking about so that you can have a better idea of what you're getting into if you're getting the game. All right, Mr. Boss Minion here. Now they tell you not to open it when you play the game. Do not open yet. All right. Later on, the mission when you play as the game progresses, they'll ask you to open a box. Now, when you open a box, you'll be really surprised at how humongous this is and how detailed it is. All right. So I will not reveal it here since you can reveal it yourself later on. But other than just revealing and seeing it, it doesn't do much in a way. All right. So this is the boss figure. Last of the components, all right, are these nice, like nice coins, all right, and nice gear things and dice as well. And also there's these plastic crystals. So the plastic crystals are nicely done, all right. They are nice thick crystal pieces that you could actually put the minions on them, like so. Right, you can see them on top of them. All right, the coins and the gears are nice metal. All right, the actual metal. Or well, if they're not really metal, they make it feel like metal. All right, so it's really cool. It's nicely done. And the dice are, well, your dice are your standard dice then. But they are engraved. If I can get out, all right. They are nice engraved dice. All right. And so it will not rub away or be erased after several plays. All right. So all in all, great inserts. Good job. Last but not least, you're also getting a lot of cardboard and a lot of cards as well. Alright, so these are the cards that you'll be used in the game. So these are the main things that we'll be playing in the game. You'll be using these cards and we'll be programming your own mech. Alright, and then after that, during each player's turn, you'll be resolving your orders from from number 1 to number 6. Alright, so after you put them in the different slots that you want, then you activate each of the cards from left to right. Alright, so these are the player boards. Nice thick cardboard. It's not the thin cardboard pieces, so it's really well done component. The rulebook is also very well done. Alright, the first tutorial when you follow, you play the game, is very clear. It's nicely segmented, so it's easy to read and understand how to play the game. There wasn't any problems when we played the game and learned the game, so again, another well done piece of part of the game. Next are the missions. Alright, so there are I think 10 missions also in the game, and it's all sealed up. Alright, so you play the first mission, you will open the packet, you look at it, there's maybe special rules inside and other cards as well and stuff like that for you to play the game. So this is a bit like the legacy system that if you play Risk Legacy, if you play Pandemic Legacy, this is what you'll be familiar with. Alright, you open up, see what's inside, and you play the game. Now therein comes, it is interesting, alright, but I wish that they would push it further. I mean, if they want to go legacy-ish, right, they might have push it further. When you open the mission, you read it, you will see what you're supposed to do and stuff like that. And the surprise comes when you open the mission and see, oh, okay, this is a mission that does this is a mission that does that. The problem comes when you read it, you understand it, and then it becomes a puzzle that you just need to solve. All right, and that is where I felt it was a bit of a letdown for me, because most of the missions, all right, involve trying to either kill as many minions as you can to do certain things, or trying to kill all the minions. All right, and the execution of the game itself, well, there's nothing really wrong with how you play the game. All right, it's just that it becomes okay, just a run through. I'm just gonna do this, just do this, just to meet the mission objectives. All right, there isn't any twists in the middle of the game in the middle of a mission that will cause you to need to rethink your strategy. All right, and then that I feel is where another legacy element could have helped. For example, if there are things like escalations in the missions, right? If a certain thing happens, there will be escalations that will happen. All right, the cause and consequence. What I felt they could have done is they could have had little secret packets in these mission packets. All right, so if you cause an escalation to happen, you open this packet to find out what has transpired because of the escalation that you've done. Right? In this way, it's still in line with the legacy systems that they have been using, but helps to make the gameplay during the mission more interesting, more exciting. All right, so that's one thing that I felt that they could have done. But otherwise, the missions, when you open up, you read it, it's pretty straightforward. You know what you have to do. It's just a matter of whether you can do it or not. All right, so those are the missions. So as I mentioned, this is the player board. Alright, you'll be putting your cards on it, and then you'll be executing the actions of the cards from left to right, 1 to 6. Now, if you happen to have any injuries or any basically injuries or hurt by the minions or even by the boss, then you need to put hurt cards around in the slots, depending on the status and how you got hurt, and whether the hurt card allows you to put them on a specific place, or you roll dice to determine randomly where it does. So when that happens, it kind of blocks that slot, but it also might cause you to do crazy things that you're not expected. So this is quite fun. Alright, it's a bit like Robo Rally. Alright, it kind of reminds you of Robo Rally, of how you program your moves and then you execute them. But in this case, you can kind of decide where to put them. You don't need to put left to right in a way, but the execution is always from left to right. Now the thing about this, I felt it's kind of a bit that they could have done more, is that each of the different characters, they should have given them a bit more uniqueness to them. Alright, because right now all of them are the same. Alright, besides the look and feel, I mean, they look different, alright, but they play the same. It's only the cards that you get that will determine how you how they play. Alright, but if all the players get all the same cards, alright, then they kind of play the same. So I kind of wish that they have designed it such that for example, for this character, it's better with lightning weapons. So you are more inclined to use lightning weapons on it. So it feels a bit different when you play. Or maybe this character, when you move +1, for example. So I wish they have done that. The other thing I wish they'd done is also maybe use 4 slots instead of 6 slots. Most of the time when we play, 6 slots feels like too much. There's a lot of room for me that I don't really feel like there's a crunch. I need to decide what to keep and what to discard. Whereas if I had, for example, 4 slots, alright, then I have fewer slots to decide what I want to do. The other thing about this is that it helps to also make me value the same type of cards I get. Because in this game, if you get the same color cards, you can stack them. And when you stack them, they get more powerful. So if a 3-stack weapon is more powerful than a 1-stack weapon. But because I have 6 slots, I often do not need to replace it or just get rid of a weapon that I really want, but I could not keep it because this other weapon is better. But if I have 4 slots, alright, then this will definitely be much more crunchier, much more intense for me. I need to decide what I need to do. The last thing I wanted to about the characters that I wish they had was that you could die. You could possibly die. Right now, you lose the game. There are certain lose conditions of a mission, right? But most of the time is nothing to do with you dying. Alright, you could have all this entire slots filled with all injuries, but you could still play the game. Alright, because during your turn you could discard a card to remove one of the injuries. I wish that they had such a way where if you had like 6 injuries, for example, you will automatically be out of the game. Alright, that will force players to be a bit more careful with what they're doing, more careful with the cards they're choosing as well. So those are my thoughts about Mechs vs Minions. Now, the game is pretty fun. Alright, there's nothing really wrong with it. Alright, but I felt that with those suggestions that I had in mind, that I said earlier in this video, I think would make the game a bit more tighter and bring it to the next level. Alright, so for me, Mechs vs Minions is a try before you buy. Alright, if you're a Euro gamer, this might not be up your alley. But if you're a very trashy gamer, you like minions, you like miniatures, and you like pushing dudes on the map, this will be your game. And it will be an impressive Christmas gift if you do decide to give this, because it's such a big box, very heavy, so many miniatures, so many toys per se that you can play with. Alright, and it will probably last you for some time to come, because once you finish all the missions, you could come up with more missions yourself. Alright, but all in all, this is a great first try, alright, from Riot Games, and I really hope they do keep at it. I hope, Chris, if you're watching this, I hope you keep at it. You come up with other great and amazing games, alright, because I can't wait to see what else you can come up with. And again, if you like this video, you can also take a look at the other videos I have in my channel. Do subscribe, do like, leave me comments about this video, and thank you so much for watching.